better sex after marriage? Here's the thing. Last night, my wife and I had a conversation, and over the course of that conversation, we got onto the topic that she had seen count them, 1, 2, 3 very attractive men since we moved to this new place we moved to in the last 2 months. Did that worry me? It probably should have, right? But it didn't. You know why? Because of what I'm about to tell you. I'm gonna spend a minute explaining how we got to this topic and then fully answer, at least in my opinion and from my perspective, how to keep from ending up in one of those weird sexless marriages. But first, all the YouTube things. Okay, now, something comes up in tomorrow's episode of The Refinery that we filmed last night that I want to talk about here and expand on. That whole concept that once you get married, sex either withers and dies on the vine or just completely disappears. To this, I say, nope, that's some bullshit. I assume you're gonna have some feelings on this one. Feel free to comment below and let's just dive in. Okay, so obviously, we have all heard or know from experience that when you're in a long-term relationship, sex can become less than optimal. For some, other things get in the way. Kids, work, too much time spent together, essentially life. But here's the thing, this doesn't have to happen to you. And if it already has, you can change it. Yes, you, that's right. But wait, there's more. There shouldn't be a reason for me to have to drag this out, but if you're here watching this video, especially this far in, then I'm assuming that this is something that applies to you and your relationship. It's a situation you're currently going through, or it's something that you're like, no, I don't ever want to go through that. So like, let's not go through that. Like, let's do something else. How do I do that? If you're not in either of those parties, then feel free to stop watching this video. Check these out. These are great videos. But this one's not for you. You can watch it, but I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm talking to the people that felt some type of way about their person when they first met and who desperately want that feeling to come back. So here it is. The thing to remember about that fiery, passionate, sexy time together is that you didn't know everything about each other. Give yourself a little mystery. Give them a little mystery. All of this, by the way, is supplemented by a lot of other videos we have on the channel. One of them being right here. If you're not growing, you're dying. Keep that growth and change alive. And that's a huge part of what we're talking about today, but I digress. Feel free to not know everything about them. And I know that goes against our logical relationship brain, but the truth is, if you know everything about your person, then you're bound to unintentionally smite that flame of passion that used to be in danger of burning down that bathroom at the dive bar on the Lower East Side. Not to be specific. But don't just take it from me. Renowned relationship expert Esther Perel talks about it in her book, Mating in Captivity. We absolutely love this book. Definitely check it out. Angelina's list of relationship books up here. This book is filled with amazing stuff, but there's one that really stands out right here. I'm gonna read it to you. Love is a vessel that contains both security and adventure, and commitment offers one of the great luxuries of life, time. Marriage is not the end of romance, it is the beginning. I mean, come on. Which leads me to my next point. After 11 years of marriage, I'm told that I should pretty much be on the cusp of despising my wife's physical form, which is one of the biggest crocs of mental bullshit that I've heard in this first third of my life. But after seeing the truth of 11 years of marriage, I have to say that given the option, if I could have sex with like anybody on earth, I'm not gonna lie to you, it would hands down be my absolutely smoking fucking hot, big haired, amazing best friend. Did I mention super hot wife? And you know why that's not just lip service? Because not only did we both work over those 11 years to keep ourselves attractive physically, we worked to keep ourselves attractive mentally. What the fuck does that mean, bro? Attractive mentally? WTF? Okay, first off, chill. That's ridiculous. I'll explain. What I mean is we have 11 years of stories and secrets and fun and parties and drama and travels and dreams and goals and life that we lived together, which means that at the end of the day, sex with my wife is so much more than sex with anybody else could ever be, which also means that everybody else, attractive as they may be, they're just kind of shapes. And don't get me wrong, there's some great shapes out there. As I pointed out, my wife doesn't not see shapes. I don't not see shapes. If you have an aesthetic eye and that's something you're drawn to, you're not going to not see that just because you get married. That's fucking ridiculous. And this is the point that comes up in the Refinery. Get excited. Check it out. It's gonna be a great episode. But here's the thing. It's not even a second thought that a tryst or a one night stand or even a half night stand with any of those shapes wouldn't be worth it compared to a life with my wife. And I don't just mean like, oh, the life that we built together and all of those. I mean like sex with her is way better than it could possibly be with any of those shapes because there's more behind it. If you want to remember that flame, you got to remember that there's more to good sex than just this moment. It's built of all the moments that came before that brought you here and all the ones you hope come after. It's about the life you're building together. Now, every time you have sex, it doesn't have to be that heavy where you're like, the past, the future, But if you want to save yourself from a sexless marriage, take care of yourself. Take care of your love. Take care of that mind and body that you claim to want to share with somebody else, and then share it. Find out what makes you feel good and what makes them feel good. And if you don't care about what makes them feel good, then there may be a different question that you need to be asking yourself that has fuck all to do with sex. We probably have a video on it. There's probably one up there. The point is not necessarily to find yourself, but to seek yourself and to find a partner that also seeks themselves. And when you want to grow together and do that together and take that road together, the sex together is gonna be fucking awesome. Because in any long-term relationship, though not always at the forefront of your brain, good sex is a really great part of love. Okay, thank you so much for checking out this video. We've got a bunch more. We've got dating, relationships, the Refinery, subscribe buttons, all sorts of stuff. Check it all out. Check out more videos. Check us out on Instagram at colt.and.ang. Boom. Thanks for being here.